Alright, this is the second time I've had to do this. The first time the audio didn't record properly, so I'm just going to do a quick version of what it was. First, I want to make some disclaimers. The following things I'm about to show you are just how I draw my cartoon-styled cats. There are about 3 different other ways I do these, and this is one of my more, maybe, preferred versions of doing it. But, okay, I'm just going to show you really briefly how I draw cats and some few tips on anatomy. I'm no pro, but, you know, I'm learning myself, and this should disclose a few different things people make mistakes on. I'm not sure if I said this. I'm doing this for a family member. This isn't really for the community at all, but if you guys get something out of it, that's real good, okay? Anyways, let's find something new. For starters, I'm going to get rid of this. This is from my last video. Okay. Now, I have a tablet, so for those of you with a mouse, the sketching probably won't be much of a thing. You'll probably just do basic circles and, you know, go from there, but that should help out after you get a controlled hand. Okay, so you probably see this in a lot of things, but, you know, I like doing the whole across the face. Okay, after you have your circle and you have it for the direction of where you're going to go, these lines, I usually add the nose. Second thought, this is not working for me. Okay, so I'm not even going to bother with those lines. Sorry guys if you're used to that. I just add the nose. Nice triangle. Cats' noses kind of go down. They're very flat. Unlike canines, they don't come out long. This is probably, of course, cheesy. Cat. Dog. Yeah, you know what I mean. It's just really quick. Okay, so after that you want to kind of round it off. You can have a lot of fun with the expressions, especially if you're doing more of a cartoon thing. I do the generic, almost kind of Walt Disney looking smile. Cats have a very round face, but they do have some kind of shape to them. Start with the cheeks. Those should spread across. Then they just kind of go up and round off. Of course, this is exaggerated for, you know, kind of a novelist effect. Then we'll start with 2 little circles for the eye. You know, this is for humans that I'm gonna say now. I'm not sure how accurate this is with animals. But for humans, the distance between the 2 eyes should be roughly the size of an eye. And since a lot of cartoons have human features, I'm just gonna go with that for now. Okay. So, after this, something I always follow, again, not sure how accurate this is by professional methods, but the ear's base starts, for me, around the eye's end. There's my ear, little tuft of fur in there. Do it here again. This might work better for those of you who do traditional art than digital, if you don't have a tablet. Okay, so after we got the basic head, we go into the neck, and then the shoulders. Now, cats have a very unique body structure. A lot of people, cats are very long-bodied when they do their little acrobatic-looking things. They're very shapely. You know, they're slinky, but they have a nice curve to them that goes slightly down. Then when the rump starts, you want to curve that up. Unlike a dog's that would kind of have a broad shoulder and neck. And then just kind of go down from there, where the tail is, and yeah. Okay, so after I have the basic outline for the back, I tend to go straight to the shoulder. Another thing a lot of people make mistakes about, commonly with those who do warrior cats fan art, is they will accentuate the fur on the chest. Like they'll have this big fluffiness here. And don't get me wrong, I did it in the beginning too. It's very common for people who like the anime style. And while that's okay, anatomically it's incorrect. Cats do not have much of a chest in appearance. I'm gonna go back here to my normal size. Okay, now you'll see here, I like to round up here sometimes if you ever have the mistake. Kind of round that out. Just straight down. Cats also don't have very long legs. I mean, they can be differential. There are different ones. If you're drawing a munchkin, which is a cat kind of with the same leg length as a wiener dog, then that's okay. Okay, now going down here, cats also don't have a very accentuated chest here. That's very canine, not feline at all. Okay, so you just want to round that out. Even on thinner cats, you can show a bit of a chest, you know, the ribs if you were to do that. But just do one nice curved shape. Then the hind legs give a lot of people, including myself still, trouble. Just kind of at an off angle, point it down, you know. A lot of people do bone structure and then go from that, but I find it takes too much time because I do a lot of sketching. Okay, so once you have that, you'll notice the leg doesn't end like if you were doing this. There's your leg, and then you go down here in your foot. That's because all of this here, this would be considered technically as a foot. That's too long. Just as if you were to kind of look at a kangaroo, how they can land on that, it looks like a really long foot. Well, they do have big feet. Not all of it is padded. Like you see down here what I'm drawing now. That's where the padded portion would be. But then it still kind of has this little extension here. Pardon me for the sloppiness, this is a sketch. Okay. That's not the best anatomy in the world, but it'll do for quick base. Okay, so after this, the tail is usually the last part I do, and you can have a lot of fun with the tail. Some people really like to make theirs long and curve in all kinds of shapes, but I usually keep mine about the size of the back itself. You also have to remember the tail is part of the spine, so never draw your tail like down here, halfway where the butt is gone. It'll just kind of look silly. That's good. Okay, so there's your basic cat. Almost kind of looks like a munchkin. Those short legs. Those might be a little bit shorter than I wanted, but kind of gets the point across. Okay, now after this, again, it'll look differently if you don't have a pad. And I'll say this, if you're gonna get into art and you want to be serious about it, you definitely want to consider getting a tablet, because they are a major improvement. Just within the time I got mine last Christmas, it just extremely improves what you do. Overall, if you look at some of my older YouTube videos, well, for my old channel, like the Batwing ones, oh my god, my anatomy started improving, structure, poses, everything. It was just... I think it also has to do with the confidence too, though, you know? Like, a lot of people complain, no, I only have a mouse, no. You can do some very good art with a mouse, and there are some artists out there, in fact, that still like using their mouses, and they do very well at it. But I'm just saying, for a majority rule, a lot of people who are serious should really consider getting a tablet. And they can be quite inexpensive, actually. I mean, the first one I had was... it was relatively small. But you don't really look down at your tablet when you're drawing. You just have to kind of get a feel for it. You adapt to it like you would anything else. Like, kind of like when you get a new remote controller for your TV, and you have to figure out all the buttons are. Eventually, you kind of learn and you can feel for it. It's basically the same way for a tablet. You're looking at the screen the whole time while you're drawing. You never really look down unless you feel like a crumb underneath. But, I don't know. Just something to put out there for y'all. Also, one other thing about tablets is people aren't really hating on you, but when you complain a lot about, oh, I don't have the right programming, or, oh, I wish I had this or that, you can always get a job, or you can work for it. You don't have to beg around. And nobody wants to hear your complaining. I used to do it myself, and nobody wanted to hear my complaining. Right now, I don't work with anything other than GIMP Shop and Paint, so I mean, I would like to get something else. I'm saving up right now, but you know, you work with what you got, and if Paint is the only thing you got, aside from, you know, a pencil and some paper, you're gonna have to deal with that. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm just gonna finish this leg. Let me check how much I got. My recorder spaces out. Okay, well, I don't have a lot of time before the space is out, so I'm gonna just show you one other cool trick for those of you who don't know. After you've got the inking over your red, let me move this. Okay. Now you see how there's a box up here next to your selected colors? I have the Windows Vista version of Paint. It'll be different depending on what version you have, and I think Windows 7 even has some design changes. But all you have to do is you select your eraser tool, and I already have it enlarged, but okay, here's your normal sized eraser. You think they only have 1, 2, 3, and 4 sizes. Well, if you want to make your eraser bigger or less time, look down at your keyboard. Okay, and you'll see the control button and then the plus button at the far side of your keyboard. Just hold down control, then hold down the plus sign, and you see how my eraser increases? Okay. After you have that, make sure you have the selected color. I always use red because it's very vivid. Make sure you have the selected color of your sketch, and then the other box is white, and just erase that. And you see how the black is left there. Okay. Another cool trick is if you select black for your first box, but then you select red, or the same color you had as for your sketch, by clicking the right-handed button, you should have a black and red box. Then you can replace all of this, or that's not what I meant to do. You want to select red first, and that was a malfunction on my part, and then black. And then you can replace the whole red line with a new color. This works for any two colors as long as you have the right one selected. And there you go. This is a basic tutorial on how I draw cats, but by no means this is how you should do it. This is mostly for my niece Brianne. I hope this helps you out a lot. And if anybody ever needs any help like this again, or they think they want a future tutorial, I'd be willing to do it because aside from the recording, they're fairly easy to do. Okay, thanks for watching everyone. Bye.